The Anagama kiln starts out with the pottery.
I like to get to the firing and be completely
Loading the kiln, placing the pottery, not knowing what will happen.
Where's the box of cones? Or where are the boxes?
I think they're in the shed.
I need a key for that.
Well, today there's, you know what you ought to get is this. Oh, that's a nice one. Is that Tina's? She got some nice ones.
Preparing the wood. Lots of wood. Lighting the kiln.
Yeah.
Keeping the fire going all day. And all night.
If you come at this angle where I am right now, I can see a conch straight right there. And then but from your angle, it's like, yeah.
Constantly stoking the flames.
I'm used to getting underdressed now.
Welcome to the Unloading Show. We're here live at Fat Bastard where students and artists have removed their pieces from the kiln to see what has happened to them. It's been a week and a half since the kiln was lit, and today all of the hard work will pay off as the students get to see their pieces for the first time. During the show, we will watch some of the unloading process and talk to some of the artists to see how they feel about the pieces. And we'd love to hear from you today, so if you have any questions or comments, feel free to email them to us at Kilncast@montevallo.edu. I'm here with Dr. Meyer. Dr. Scott Meyer was pretty much the mastermind and the builder of this kiln behind us. So just tell us a little bit about the unloading process.
Keep saying that mastermind thing. Let's hope it goes well. It sounds like people are pretty enthusiastic back there, and they got a big.
We have one piece here with us. Isn't that beautiful?
This is Teresa's
beautiful.
piece. We call it Shrek, the Shrek jug, for obvious reasons, and it just came out of the kiln, so we didn't plan this.
And it looks great too. It really does.
Yeah, see all the coloration, the different texture shifts, the ash drip. I think she's probably pretty happy with that. What does it sound like? Pretty good.
That's
Pretty
pretty
good.
good. So could you tell us a little bit about the unloading process?
Yeah, we got here at 10. The first thing we do is take the door up and get our first look in there. And so everybody's kind of seeing what we've got for the first time. And it was too hot. This is number 10 firing for me with this kiln. And it was, I've never seen it that warm in the firebox. So 1 week after we shut it down, it was still too warm to get in. It was, probably sauna warm, but still, it would have been too difficult to get in at that point. Fortunately, we have a side door. So what they're doing right now is unbricking and unstacking from the side forward. So we kind of fought our way into the side door. We love what we're seeing so far. We definitely got temperature because everything's nice and drippy, and lots of, color shifts and texture shifts. One comment so far is we stoked an extra day in the side ports, so that's 1 extra day of logs tumbling in there. So we do have a few pieces that have gone over. Sometimes they go over to the good, sometimes they tip over, kiss into someone else's, and you kind of get them apart, and they're 2 really successful pieces because of that, and sometimes they break. So it's high risk, high yield. That's why we do it, and so far it looks really good. Yeah. Go ahead.
Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on behind us?
Yeah, right now they're getting things out of the side door, and I guess fortuitously for the broadcast, it looks like we're going to get into the firebox, which is usually what people want to do first. We're going to do that during the broadcast, it looks like, because now it's probably cool enough to, to get in there. So in the firebox, it's obviously the most intense area. High heat, high risk as well. And so normally, like I say, we do that first. Now we're going to do it during your broadcast. So.
Could you tell us a little bit about this piece?
Well, one thing I really like about the Anagama firing is the collaborative effort here and the camaraderie. Now, there's a collaborative effort right here. This is mine. This is mine. This is hers. But it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's quite an experience. And with the wood firing, everything organic has potash and soda ash, and it loves sodium. So that's how you get all these wonderful colorations and patterns of the fly wind. But it's pretty interesting. I really like it. It's kind of juicy. It's fun. It's not necessarily obviously something I'm going to use.
So did they melt together, or did you want it to be like that?
No. This is just a happy accident. See? A happy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, number one is we don't want to give up on that yet. We might be able to get them apart, and sometimes you can score it with a hacksaw blade and then kind of tap, get a good program on to watch so you don't get impatient, and then tap. Sometimes after an hour, pop. They come apart. I don't know whether Steve wants to do that. I should say Steve Laux. I wanted to, great ceramic artist. We wanted him to participate in this, and this is his first one. And Steve is a very controlled potter, and so to give up that control in favor of the flames is really
it's really
interesting.
kind of neat to marry my energy with the energy of the fire.
Right.
Yeah, and what comes out is, I think, is a synergetic effect that it's kind of fun. Exactly.
I think you should leave it like that. Yeah. I kind of like it.
Remember when we talked about the pots in the museum in Birmingham being tipped together for about 500 years? They've been stuck together, and now I guess these have a week and a long time to go.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Enjoy.
We're going to go ahead and toss a break. Stay tuned, and be sure to email us if you have any questions to www.montevallo /Kilncast.
Wonderful.
Family.
Crazy!
Community.
Come to Montevallo. It's the way college should be.
Welcome back. We're still here live at Fat Bastard. If you missed any of our live shows, you can go to our website. It's montevallo.edu/Kilncast to see any of the previous shows we've done. And if you're interested in having a DVD of the Kilncast, you can find information on the website as well.
We should put that in. You want to do the Comcast thing? Say a few words to the listening world? That's a good tidbit. That's a good one. Well, I'm going to say what you just said.
Oh.
But I'll say that you said it.
We're doing the hint segment.
Helpful hints. You know, this is like the Ceramics Monthly saying, like,
Firewood kilns in the winter.
30 useful.
Number one.
30 things you can do with a scrubby.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that includes scratching parts of your body.
I got it, Teresa.
Yeah. Holy cow.
It's hard to throw like this.
Yeah.
Hard to throw like that? Into the woods?
Well, we got some, we'll get most of them.
Yeah. I'm gonna set this down here.
Yeah, I mean, you want to make a spot for these?
The shelf decided to melt and
Yeah. And then side stoking, you know, I mean, sometimes you tap them and they, well, I mean, I got a chisel. Here. It's cool. Well, we don't have to do this now, but.
it's a crack.
All right. Wow. Well, we're going to have to try that engraving technique. Oh, you're still schlepping?
No, this will come off, Chris.
We'll get most of them, I think.
Strawberry. Almost look like mine, but it isn't.
I'm on crack.
That one's doable.
That's doable. That's yours, right?
Maybe not, yeah.
I think it is.
I got this part.
Yeah. Yeah, this is easy now. Do you want a paint scraper instead, or?
Yeah, we have a smaller chisel than that.
I think it's up high enough. It's not gonna get into the actual pot. That looks like a Chris. Oh, is that the Chris and Chris? Boy, we got a lot of fused pieces.
Everybody else's pieces.
A lot of touching going on. Yeah. Hanky panky.
What's it on that? Is that yours?
That sounds promising. It's probably one.
You're looking at the inside of the side door.
Now we have hacksaw blades, but yeah. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, good. Yeah.
This is that UAB, the green jug.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, yeah. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Oh, that's great. Oh, thanks. It's good. I mean, we got a few more. You remember Lowell from the?
Oh, I sure do. From all over the place.
From all over the place. Hey, you got it. They got it. There's some fuse.
We're going
but
to
I
take a
think
quick
we'll
break
look
and
at
we're
it.
going to be right back.
And then, we're going to have a dog in the shot, too.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi, now I'm here with Dr. Meyer again. Could you just tell us a little bit about the pieces behind us and where were they in the kiln, maybe?
Yeah, what we've got going is these are all from the side doors, so they're about half of the way back and where the kiln is widest. And a little history of the kiln, when we had trouble early, it was to get that largest part of the kiln involved. And so we feel pretty good about this one. You know, all of the pieces are certainly getting the temperature, top to bottom. And, you know, we'll go through a few of them if you want.
Okay. They're beautiful pieces, too. They really are.
I mean, this, as I understand it, had nothing on it, no glaze whatsoever. And you can see what the ash is doing as it builds up on the surface. So this is all the flash and the ash drip and the crystalline growth, everything that we wanted for the firing. So this is kind of a nice little poster child of it. This one is also beautiful. That wasn't so beautiful. What was that?
I think something fell out.
You never like to hear a crash from the... They're smiling, so apparently that's no big deal. And you know, if you want to get me crazy, just, you know, take a store-bought dish and crack it on something. And this is one of Jane Marshall's, the printmaker from Birmingham. So obviously she brought her textural approach to clay. And this is a lot less heat. It was low in the kiln, so it's a lot drier, only getting that flux at the top. But I mean, this also is beautiful, and because really it didn't need a whole lot of ash melt, it needed more of the slight coloration differences that she's getting. So both of these are, you know, are possible. This was up high, this one was low, and both are right for those particular artists. You know, this is Steve Laux and this is Jane Marshall, and two different approaches, both rewarded, you know, in the kiln.
Did you put any of your pieces in for this one?
You know, mine are still coming out.
They're coming
and if we have time, the firebox that was too hot in the beginning, I'm going to be unloading now. Okay. And so a lot of my pieces that are coming out are elements in a larger sculpture that I'm doing. So they're going to look like little pieces of things, but we're going to unload those now.
So do you have any favorites that have came out so far?
You know, every one of them, it's almost like having favorite people, you know? I mean, you like this friend because of a certain attribute, and you like that one for a different attribute. And so all of these are very different in character. And this one's by my former student who learned this specific hand-building technique from the Ichizen region in Japan. So he knows how to do the technique now, and he did a bunch of these jars. And this one's just beautiful, and I think hopefully doing justice to the Japanese heritage. It's kind of rewarding to see it. It's the first time he's fired with me.
Yeah, I was just saying that was like one of my favorites so far. That's
gorgeous.
Great. Yeah.
And you know, where the pieces are low, you know, this was the lowest, and it was spaced, you know, in these spots. So you could certainly, once these are cleaned off of it, you could argue that you know, that's the most interesting part of the piece.
Yeah, it is. Well, thank you, Dr. Scott. I'm sure we'll hear a little bit more from you later on in the show.
I'll be in the firebox.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Now, Megan is over there with Teresa. Megan, what you got going on over there?
Yeah, we're here with Teresa Olson. And what you're seeing right now is some of her pieces before they were brought out of the kiln. Teresa, could you tell us a little bit about this piece?
This was done by a printmaker named Jane Marshall from Birmingham. She used some of her older woodcuts that would not print anymore to impress the clay. And all this beautiful detail in here is from the woodcut, that are the places where she cut out of the wood. And the head is a picture of her kitty cat. She wanted to try something three-dimensional with her pieces, and I think she's going to be very, very happy with it. If you see this white area, that's where there was another piece between this one in the firebox, so it got a little bit of a shadow, and this darker area here is from the flame touching it.
Was there another piece that you wanted to show us? Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
I showed you this one already. This is one of my pieces. This is the largest piece that I put in the kiln this time. It does not have any glaze on it when it went in the kiln. It only had what we call black stain, which I then wiped off so that it only showed a little bit in the detail. And you see the runny drips of glaze. That's all from ash landing on the piece and then melting in the high fire. Hi, Mom.
All right, thank you, Teresa.
I'm really happy with it.
How long did it take you to do that?
This took about 2 days.
Really?
Day and a half, 2 days, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you have to build and close in the form and then add the details and then cut them, then do the designs.
So neat. Are you going to sell it or keep it?
I'll keep it till I sell it.
There you go.
I don't have any sit on me, do I?
No, you're good.
Good, thanks.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Oh, the charcoal piece. Did you get the charcoal piece?
Oh no, we're gonna. That's in the firebox. The one that we put the charcoal on in the firebox. It's coming out.
What about the charcoal and the flue? I would like to see that.
Well, we're gonna see that.
We can do that soon.
No, we got to do it at the end. Well, you should be fresh.
I'm here all day. I mean, I got to put them all together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got to learn. You got to be looking at what stuff looks like at different spots in the kiln. This is for the next one. This is for the next one.
I'll put it to the side.
I want you looking at what things are doing different spots in the kiln.
I am.
All right. Well,
Okay, could you talk about the pieces that are right there?
yeah, sure. Those already came out. Do you want me to get them or?
Could you? Because I don't
Sure.
think we can go.
No. Yeah, you're.
Okay, I'm going to stand over here with you.
Oh. You didn't bring knee pads.
What? Could you tell us about some of these pieces we're looking at?
Sure. These were the only ones that we got out of the firebox. And if you saw the show where we were getting into the firebox and I was reaching in with a long steel hook and pulling things into the actual coal bed, these are the products of that. So when we shoveled at 10 o'clock a couple hours ago, when we shoveled into the firebox, we worked our way in carefully because these were hiding in the coal bed. This had no glaze on the outside and a Shino glaze on the inside. And so all of the coloration, of course, I could see some of the folks not accustomed to this process saying, wow, there's a lot of schmutz on it, But, there's a lot of coloration too. And it's not meant to be a use object at this point. It's meant to speak about a use object. And so all of the colors and the vastly different surfaces are part of the firebox, and specifically that technique of raking into the coal bed. Right. And so all of these, this is one of my very beginning students, and you can see how she got that same coloration. We're about ready to kind of unstack the firebox, and so hopefully we see a few more of these, including those large pieces that are elements of sculpture I'm doing. So. And who's this? We always like to invite a dog in amongst the fragile pieces to teach us humility. So.
Exactly. Okay. And what are you going to be doing with these pieces? Are you going to keep them or sell them?
Well, mine are going into a larger series of sculptures I'm doing, and so it's probably too early to tell what that's going to be like. They're all like little industrial pour spouts, like for crucibles, and so each spout is going to invite a different element that I still have to devise.
Okay.
So that's probably going to be the stage for some things I'm doing next fall.
Okay.
So you always think a little bit ahead, and so right now I'm in the fall thought process. So.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break. This is so great. I don't know where they want us to go because. Welcome back. We're here with Tony Wright. You just saw some of his pieces that were before the kiln. Now this is some of the pieces after the kiln. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what we're seeing here?
Well, this is a nice little round wheel-thrown porcelain vessel, and it's like Christmas morning. I'm opening presents, so I'm pretty thrilled with what I see so far. But really, what's going to happen in the next several weeks is getting these things back into the studio and spending time with them. And particularly this one, this is the sort of stuff that helps keep things from sticking to the shelf. Well, you got to very carefully get rid of that stuff or you could take a chunk out of your piece. So this is what I would consider an exhibition quality piece if I don't mess it up in the cleaning. It's got a little lid, so I've got to get that stuff off and get that back together. And this is something I spent a bit of time forming on the wheel. This is actually a type of form my introductory students will be doing do every semester, so I always demonstrate one. And the thing I love about this square bottle is every face of the bottle has a different surface quality. So I didn't have a lot in the kiln this time, but so far I've gotten some great results.
Okay, great. So how would you exactly take the pieces from that? How do you take these off?
I'm going to soak them in water to see if I can break down this material a bit, and then it's just very progressively going at it with a grinding tool with a very fast stone bit, and patience is going to be the most important thing.
Okay, well, thank you very much. There are very beautiful pieces, and I hope I see some more. Do you have any more coming out of the kiln, or is this it so far?
Yeah,
Oh.
during the loading segment of the Kilncast, we were looking at these things. So if folks saw those and can remember what they looked like before, what I think is really interesting is this bit of color here. Now's the time we go, well, how did that happen? But so yeah, they look from a distance like a bunch of brown pots, but there's a lot of variation and subtlety of color. So spending time in good light and getting to know the surface qualities of the pieces is going to be the next exciting part.
It is. It's so neat looking. Look at that. Well, I'm told that Megan has another artist over there, one of her pieces. So I guess we'll go to Megan.
We're here with Kathy Ratcliffe. And Kathy, could you tell us about your piece here?
Well, this is just a vase type form that I put some texture on with actually a paintbrush that had been ruined. Using the paintbrush, I just put the texture on the piece, and it got really good effects, and you can see it on there.
Can you tell us about the different areas where the fire hit it and how it got the different effects?
Oh, well, the different effects came from the flame going by it. It looks like it was closer to a second piece right here where it's lighter and there's less flame flash.
All right, thank you very much.
That'll do. Wow. Yeah. Oh yeah, man.
We're here with Davis McNeil, and what you're seeing right now is some of his pieces before they were loaded into the kiln. Davis, can you tell us about this piece right here?
It was slip cast tile, which was kind of a bad idea. Just a long process, and carved for about, I don't know, a day, 2 days. Let it dry, and, slip I think it's flashing slip, blue, red, or that's farm clay. Farm clay.
What's farm clay?
It's just local clay. And this is a nice little wood ash come from the upper part of the door on the left side, that green right there. I like the drip.
And can you tell us about some of the effects where the fire hit it?
Looks like it was just laid flat like this. The fire rushed by and heated up the slips and gave it the browns and so you got a slight blue. So that's about it. I mean, it goes just right on the side. I had some laying down flat, and I had some up, kind of tiled up on angles, and they had bigger hooks than this, but they were larger pieces. This is the only one I can really, hold, because it's, just one little piece.
So have you made a bunch of these, or was it just that one?
Oh, no, there's a few other small pieces, but I moved to, bigger tiles, like the one you probably saw beforehand.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Well, y'all have a good time.
We'll be right back after this break.
Now I'm here with one of the artists who just took one of her pieces out of the kiln. What's your name?
Iman Siraj.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your piece.
I made these hand vases and I extruded the form and I wanted them to seem like they were coming out of the ground, so I just added more clay to make it look like it was dirt around it, and I modeled the hand onto the piece, so it's still like it's symbolic of me still being part of my pieces.
Okay. So did it come out how you wanted it to, or a little differently?
It came out differently than I thought it expected, but I really, really like it. It looks very scripted and like it was drawn out and came to life.
Well, I like it. It looks great. Thank you. Oh, we have another artist here who would like to take. So thank you so much. Do you have any more pieces coming out?
I actually have some that are still already out. I did some tree vases and I have some tree mugs. They're spread out. That's one of my vases right here. And I did these, and it has to do with Black history, about how trees, they're part of our history in a positive and in a negative way.
Well, that sounds great, and it looks great, too. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll have some more interviews with you later on. Thank you. Hi. I'm good. How are you? And what's your name?
I'm Serena.
Serena? Okay, and this is one of your pieces that came out?
This is one of my pieces, yeah. These were actually working with molds to construct these. And I actually used circuit boards from computers actually that I've pulled out to use on the surface to press into the clay to get the texture. And so far it's turned out pretty well. I have more that are going to be in the very back of the kiln, so I don't really know what they're all going to look like yet.
So did this one come out how you expected it?
Actually, no, it didn't at all. But I like the way it turned out. But it's completely different than what I expected. I wasn't expecting an orange, blushy white, but that's what I got, and I'm happy with it.
You're happy with it? Great. So out of all these, what do you like any of those particular, or?
As far as these forms, this is actually the only one that's come out so far. I had one that's broken, and the rest of them I'm yet to see what they're going to look like, so I'm excited to see.
That does. That sounds very exciting. Okay. Are you a student here at Montevallo?
I'm a senior here.
You're a senior? Okay, that's great. That is. So this is your first kiln or kiln firing?
I was here for one about 2 years ago. And I haven't done any ceramics until now, so I just came back for another class, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Where am I going? Okay, well, thank you so much.
Wow. Oh my God. That's beautiful. Wax, you are a bastard. Yeah. I'm gonna come out and get it.
Questions?
I do. Okay, now what you're seeing on the screen now is some of Chris Greenman's pieces before the kiln, and I have him here now to talk to us a little bit about what came out of the kiln. So what do we have here?
This is a textured sphere that was in the middle of the kiln and right by the door, and it was placed on its side on shelves, and you can see how the ash is built up and flown around the piece and built up and added a drip here. You can see it on camera. So you get this real nice shift from the colors from underneath the piece where it was sitting to where all the ash built up and melted. And it's real nice to see the texture cutting through that.
It's beautiful. Now, did it come out how you expected or differently, and are you happy with it?
You know, you have ideas about what something might come out like, but you know, it's really up to the firing and you know, how the piece is placed, and you know, you might have some vague ideas about how it might come out, but you know, it's always a surprise.
So, are you happy with it?
Yeah, I'm real happy with this. Yeah.
I am too. It looks great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Can you tell us what's happening right now?
Yeah, right now I've just unloaded the left and right of the firebox. So left and right are where we introduce all those logs when we're stoking in the main stoke hole. We have pieces all the way up the walls, and so it's a highly volatile area. Things rock back and forth. You can imagine wood that inadvertently rolls off the tumble and rolls into someone's work. So over the last few years, I've taken to separating those pieces with little shims of soft brick, and the soft brick pops off after you remove the piece. So even if they rock against each other, they don't tend to stick. So we had a pretty good rate of success in the stuff I just unloaded. And what we're going to do now is dead ahead. So the absolute first stuff that the flames see in the Anagama firing is coming out now. So.
Okay, and can you tell us if any of this is going to be for sale, or are you going to be keeping it?
Do we have a 1-800 number we can yes. Yeah, I mean, it's up to the individual artists, obviously. I mean, we have, probably 30 or 40 people represented in there, but I'm just betting that most of us will sell it. Oh, there you go. A former student of mine just motivated me to say a shameless little bit of commerce that downtown Montevallo is a place called the Eclipse, which is a really cool place. And so that might be a location that some of the stuff will be appearing in. A little chance to show that the owners of the Eclipse are giving us. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
Nice going.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back here with more of the pieces that came out of the kiln.
Here's a bong.
Hungry. Okay, we're back here at the Anagama kiln. I'm here with Janice, who just took some of her beautiful pieces out of the kiln. Janice, tell us a little bit about them.
Well, these are birds. Scott has invited a lot of artists that don't normally work with clay to come out and work, and I'm from a university near here, UAB. And these were poured in a slip mold, and it's going to be on a sculpture where there's going to be like 75 of them stacked up, coming out of a bird cage. So I've been working for the last 3 or 4 times. And then these pieces right here are a mother and a daughter bird, which I'm not sure if you can see that with the heads on them.
Ooh, want me to help you there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, got it.
This is a mother and a daughter. This is the daughter, and this is the mother. It's kind of interesting because the glaze on the mother piece really melted, and it almost looks like it's aging, where this is a color that I really love that comes out of the kiln. It's almost a fleshy color, and you'll see on some of the pots it doesn't come up that often, but it almost looks like skin, and that's what I really like, because there's another low fire glaze that's called butterscotch that looks like that. And final piece, if you saw my dog walking around, this is the she's sitting in the middle, sitting in the hand here, and this is hand formed and this is cast, and it almost looks like she's sitting on the beach as if a wave is coming in there.
It's beautiful. Well, thank you so much. You have done beautiful work here, and now we're going to go to Megan.
We're here with Rachel Martin, and could you tell us a little bit about your pieces or your tiles?
These were actually a collaboration between me and Jane, the printmaker. She had woodcuts she had done from a small series from a while back, and I decided to press them into clay. And they came out a whole lot better than we expected. We've got a lot of texture on them, and I had rubbed some of the color slip on it, but a lot of it came off. But what was left this nice shine and gives it a good depth to the piece. I'm actually pretty happy with how they came out, because it accentuates the texture.
Had you put any glaze, or had you painted anything on it?
They have a slight glaze, like where it's darker here, I believe, is some of the glaze. I just did a really light rub-in to try and pull out texture, but it flashed pretty red from where it was. So, I mean, not much of the glaze came out anyway, but it doesn't matter. It turned out a lot better than I expected.
And where were they placed at in the kiln?
They were by the side door, well, on the other side by the side door, on, I think, near the ground. So they probably got buried after a while, but it worked out for the better, actually.
All right, well, they look great. Thank you very much.
Yeah, can I push it up a little more? Yeah.
Yeah, well, Megan, what do you think about the pieces we've seen today?
I thought this has been very interesting. They turned out great.
They do. I definitely buy some of them. Yeah, well, we hope you've enjoyed our shows here lately. I know I did. How about you?
Oh, yeah. And if you want to view any more of them, go to montevallo.edu/Kilncast.
And on behalf of Dr. Scott Meyer and Dr. Jay Cofield, my teacher, we thank you, and I guess we'll see you later.